back to the channel. It's good to see you again. Just a quick update on Nora, the 79 RS2000 we all know and love. It's not really been much progress with it this week. I've been concentrating on Scarlet and a new gearbox tunnel, but I'll show you that. There'll be an update for Scarlet next week. Next week maybe, yeah, next week possibly. Anyway, yeah, so the throttle cable finally turned up for Nora, which means only one thing: a test drive. Now, it was only a brief test drive, just up and down the road here. Obviously a private road. I would never drive a vehicle on the road with no number plates, obviously. We don't do that. But yeah, it was a good test drive. What I did notice was a couple of little niggles, which is expected. It's a fresh built car. It's never seen the road in, I know Dale said to me, about 5 years, but that's how long he's had it. It was off the road a lot longer before then. So yeah, there's obviously going to be niggles with a fresh build. First one being the sender unit isn't working. I did clean it up and try and make it work, but it was just too far gone. So the sender unit needs replacing. The front brakes either need bedding in or re-bleeding, because they just, when I tried locking the brakes up, it locked the rears up, not the fronts. It could just be bedding in. They're brand new. Or it might want re-bleeding. Need to put more road miles on it first, but we'll see. I'll re-bleed them anyway, just for peace of mind. I also want to pull the rear wheels off and check the stud length, do some measurements on that. I know someone commented on the last video saying it's fine, he's been running his cars for years, but I'd feel a little bit more comforted knowing just how many threads it's on the rear wheels are on with. The worst case scenario, I've got to put some longer studs on there. It's no big deal. It's an easy enough job. But yeah, I think, what else was it? The other niggles. Oh, there's a small exhaust blow where the 4-branch meets the exhaust system, the downpipe. Again, simple enough, just pull the exhaust back, some exhaust paste and reseal it. And the clutch cable's catching on the steering knuckle when you're turning lock to lock, which, when the cars were original, they had a little bracket that come off the clutch, off the steering rack mount on the driver's side, the top steering rack mount, and just sort of looped up and hooked, and the cable hooked in there. Virtually impossible to find, so I just had to fabricate something just to keep the clutch cable away from the steering knuckle. But apart from that, drove nice. No noises, no bangs, no clunks. Quite happy. It will need tuning. It was really flat and didn't really want to pick up much, but that's expected with a car that's never seen a rolling road. Fresh built engine. Dizzy timing's not even had a timing strobe. The Dizzy's not had a timing strobe on it yet. But yeah, generally happy. Can't complain. Drove pretty well for a Mark II Escort. But I did film a little clip of it, and I mean, it was a tiny clip, but you just get to see it on the road. Obviously a private road. Yeah, not much has changed under there other than the addition of a throttle cable. As that cable tie's going, I'm going to find something a bit nicer to clip it up. But it's in, it works. The clutch cable is actually off a left-hand drive Sierra Cosworth, because a right-hand drive Sierra Cosworth one is far too long. Really, this one could do with being, I don't know, maybe 5-6 inches longer, just so this isn't as tight, this curve, but it doesn't seem to be causing any issues. But yeah, in an ideal world, it would be slightly longer. I've seen cars with IDFs and a right-hand drive Sierra Cosworth cable, and the cable comes all the way around the engine bay and then back in there. It's just too long. And I'm sure people did suggest, when I put a post on Facebook, people did suggest different cable companies that could sort it, but when I spoke to them, they were saying, like, some of them were saying a couple of months before he could get it done. So this was the only way I could get the car done, get it ready and get it to a rolling road. We are generally not far off Sending it to the rolling road now to get it tuned. There's still some bits and pieces missing. As you can see, VIN tag and build tag, number plates, forward badge. We know why the front end's not getting built because of what I mentioned in the last video. So now I'm toying with the idea of sending it to the rolling road, getting it tuned, so then when it comes back I can finish off the bits and pieces, do the paintwork, finish the bits and pieces, and it can go straight in for MOT, and then back to the owner. I'm hoping by this time next month the car's finished, back with the owner. The only hold up could be the VIN tags. I'm not sure how long they'll take, and waiting for a slot at the rolling road to get it tuned. They really are the only hold-ups. They're the things that are out of my hands. Everything else I can have done in a space of a couple of weeks, providing we've got all the bits and pieces here. Yeah, that's it for the Nora update. There'll be a bit more work going on next week. I think getting it ready for the rolling road. Speak to mechanics and see when they can actually get it in, and see what power it makes. I'm not expecting massive power. It's a completely standard Pinto engine with some IDFs and a 4-branch, but it should sound well as long as it runs nice and goes all right. So not much to show. That's it for the Nora update, but as ever, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you're subscribing, thank you, it means a lot. And if you're not subscribing, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, you know, it all helps. I'll see you in the next video.